Hello, and welcome to an utterly miserable summer day in Chicago. We just clocked in at around 95. I am sweating from places in my body I didn't even know. My eyes are sweating right now. It is hot and miserable, and I don't feel like doing anything but sitting and staring at the wall and drinking lemonade. So, of course, it's a perfect time to do some blind tastings. Story with this. My friend Jose in New York sent me six big samples. Oh, I should tell him to send me the reveal in just a minute. Sorry about that. And 6 samples, and I decided to do them in sets of 2, determined by random dice roll. So you know what these are because it's in the title, wherever it may be. I don't know, and the fun of this is seeing if I can guess them, but just like what are my impressions, having absolutely no idea what is in these bottles. Sorry. So now Jose did give me a little set of clues to go by. So I've got here sample 1 and sample 3. If sample 1 is what I think it is, I will probably flip these 2 around. Let me explain it a little bit. So Jose did send me a set of clues for each of these samples. The clue for sample 1 is the source materials for fermentation / distillation include sorghum, wheat, and corn. The clue for sample 3 here is this 2001 vintage, so it's 2001 bottling, sat in cask between 15 and 20 years before bottling. Simple enough. Now let's, well, hold on. I'm going to pour these. I did have these airing out a little bit earlier, but then I put the cap back on. Hopefully didn't ruin things too much. The thing about, oh God. I just smelled a little bit of sample 1, and I'm pretty sure it's what I think it is. The thing is about that clue, right? First of all, those are all grains, and you will notice there is no color on this. Could they be filtering the color out? Could it just be unaged distillate that has never touched wood, like a poitín or something? Maybe. But the sorghum thing. Sorghum is rare to see in grain distillate outside of Baijiu in China. So even just by looking at the clue, my suspicion is that sample number 1 is a Baijiu. And on the nose, yeah, this God, these things are so much fun to smell. The nose really smells like Baijiu. So I'm going to reverse the order on these. We're going to do sample 3 first, so that I don't blow out my palate on the Baijiu before I even get to try this third one. All right. So 2001 vintage has clearly seen some time in wood. No idea on strength or origin or type or anything. It's just that it's a 2001. Could be anything. Let's stick our nose into this and see what we got. Okay, so initially I'm getting some molassesy notes, but I'm also getting some grapey notes. Yeah, it's not like heavy molasses, not blackstrap. This is light molasses, golden molasses, cooking molasses. And the grapes, and the raisins, and lots of dried fruit. Smells very cognac-y. Doesn't mean it's a cognac. Could be some other crazy thing, but right off the bat, I'm getting some serious cognac vibes from this. Yeah, grapes, a couple of fresh grapes, but really sort of dried grapes, sultanas, raisins, maybe 1 fig in there and 1 date, some prunes. Actually, a very distinctive orange note coming out of this, like dried orange, which is special. Some floral notes too. This is actually quite. What makes me think, cognac initially is that the aromatics are actually quite delicate. They're a little bit high-toned. Yeah, florals, floral stuff, a little potpourri mingled in with the dried fruit. A little topsoil, a little dusty attic with some old books, old leather, you know, dusty pages, that kind of thing. Yeah, I am. I haven't tried even tasting this yet, but I would suspect this is brandy. This is a great brandy. And boy, am I leaning cognac. That being said, like I got the last sample number. What was it? 6 was also a brandy, and it turned out to be an Armagnac, but is leaning in certain kinds of cognac-y directions. So Jose could be running the same play again. This could be a very, you know, cognac-y Armagnac. But I'm still leaning cognac at this right now. And even if I'm wrong, that's still telling you something, right? That's telling you it's a very cognac-y Armagnac, or whatever it is. Very cognac-y, you know, Virginia brandy. I don't know. Okay, here we go. Let's try this on the palate of sample number 3. Oh, actually, much woodier than it was in the nose. So it's really intense, woody, like old furniture notes, mingling with the floral notes I was getting on the nose. And slightly metallic too. So it's like, you know, you got wood sort of drenched in wildflowers, actually different kinds of flowers, some violets, just a little bit of like you know, post World War II perfume, but then, you know, a couple of rusty nails in there. Maybe that didn't need to be there holding the furniture together. It's nice. It feels a little bit nippy, a little bit high ABV, but not very high. I suspect this is not up, you know, in the 60s or even in the high 50s. On the second sip, I'm getting more, you know, again, conventional cognac-y dried raisin. I guess all raisins are dried, right? Raisin, dried prune. What else? That orangey note is back too. There's some other kind of slightly citric things. Dried lime, actually. Dried cherry. A little white pepper. Some coffee grinds. You just, you know, used coffee grinds you just pulled out of your pour over filter, and you kind of, maybe they like spilled everywhere, but you put a little bit in your mouth because you were curious, that kind of thing. Yeah, the aromatics, the potpourri-ness on this is really interesting. But it's also very woody. It's the woodiness on this is hinting at, you know, more towards an Armagnac kind of style, or even like a really obnoxiously woody modern style of cognac, like a Baijiu or something. But this is more aromatic than Baijiu tends to. Something is going on here in the sort of combination of very delicate floral aromatics and just the massive amount of French oak on this. So I'm gonna add a little bit of water. We'll come back to this. First see how much water it takes to tame this, because that's tends to be how I gauge ABV. So that's 1 squirt. And we pretty much already tamed it, which tells me the ABV on this is probably not certainly not any higher than 50%. I would say mid 40s. So we're, okay. I know I was gonna move on to my. It's gonna be a Baijiu. So sample 1 has to be a Baijiu. I know I said I was gonna move on, but I'm gonna give 3 another sip, because the ABV is interesting to me, and I'll tell you why. Cognacs, with the exception of that, what was it, Fanbois, that I did in a couple of videos ago, tend to be bottled either at 40%, a little bit higher, or at cask strength in, you know, the 50s somewhere. Occasionally the 60s, but usually in the 50s somewhere. Unless they get really old and they start creeping back down into 40s, but I mean, not if this is a 2001 vintage. So it's usually like, you know, pushed to those two extremes. Either it's 40%-ish or it's, you know, 55-ish. And this, if this is like 45, 46, 48 maybe, like that's pointing me heavily towards Armagnac, because that tends to be the strengths that sort of cask strengthy sort of Armagnacs get bottled at. We shall see. I'll come back to this in a little bit. So now I don't know what to do, because it's so much more floral than I expect. Anyways, we'll see what happens. By the way, this is kind of the reasoning that I go through when I do these sorts of tastings. I change my mind a lot. All right, God help me. Sample number 1 from sorghum, wheat, and corn. Oh God. Yeah, it's a Baijiu of some kind. It smells like a really good one, actually. So I am getting rotting pineapple, a little bit of orange peel, some grapefruit peel, some little lime, but again, it's sort of overripe, moving into sort of, you know, going off territory. Something soy-ish. But not soy sauce. It's more like what is it? Tempeh? Like some really rich, stinky tempeh that you're about to throw into your stir fry or something. And now some lemon is coming out. Some almost like lemon concentrate, more so than just regular lemon juice. They've sort of. And the stinky cheese is there. So we're getting a little bit of Roquefort, a little Munster, a little I mean, it's a really nice nose. There's some. You have to like Baijiu to be into this. Like that is, if you do not like these crazy, you know, aromas of solid state fermentation where there's fungus getting in there along with the yeast and all that, like this is not going to be your thing. But I'm really into this, at least on the nose. On the palate, and I'm very into it on the palate as well. Oh, that's really nice. Again, much more fennel. There was a little bit of fennel in the nose. I should have mentioned that. Much more fennel and just straight up black licorice on the palate than there was in the nose. And then you get the rotting tropical fruit stuff behind that. Again, lots of pineapple, orange, tangerine, a little bergamot, a little herbaceous oranginess. Not so much lemon. Well, hang on, let me try. This may make a liar out of me. Oh. No, still not a lot of lemon. There is some lime. What I should mention right off the bat, this is actually really delicious. There's a sweetness factor here, sort of, you know, running straight through all those weird, funky, you know, fennel-y, anisey, rotting fruit kinds of notes that is just really beautiful and attractive. That tempeh thing is still kind of there, but it's more, again, it's more subdued on the palate than on the nose. The cheeses are also still there, but again, more subdued. Yeah. On the palate, so it's actually quite drying. There's some ground pepper in here. There's some cayenne in here, which I like. A little, like, just like jalapeno action. Not even like you would think Chinese peppers, like Sichuan peppers. I'm gonna go jalapeno on this. What else is going? Like lots of, it's quite sweet. There's a cane syrup sort of element. There's a minerality to this, like a heavy, almost a clay. There's like a Sancerre character to this. Behind the fruit, and that little touch of, there's a little acid on this. There's some sour going on. Behind all that, you get this minerally, rocky, clayey kind of thing. Terrific on the mouthfeel too. This is covering my entire mouth. So again, think, high-end Sancerre, or for that matter, like high-end champagne. I think I made that comparison before. This is really, really good. This is a very, very good Baijiu. I don't want to guess what the cost on this is, and I don't know how Jose got a hold of it to send me a sample, but this is terrific. All right, well, that was a mess of tasting notes, but hopefully you got some sense of the character on this. Let's see if 1 squirt of water brings this to heel. Nope, not yet. Oh God, that's good. The water brings out a little bit of lime peel and more sweetness on the. I should be waiting to talk to you about this, but I'm very enthusiastic about this. This sample number 1. Just a little more. Have a squirt more. And we'll leave it there. All right, hopefully this Baijiu hasn't completely blown out my palate, and I'll still have a chance to make a fair guess at sample 3. Oh God, this is quite. Sample 1 is quite good. Again, you have to like the style. You have to like your Baijiu. Do not. I'm gonna give this a high score. Do not look at the score first. Like, look into your soul and ask yourself, do I really want to spend the money, whatever the score is, on something with this, class of characteristics? So, don't listen to the score first. Listen to that. All right, back to sample 3, with a little bit of water in it now. Becomes much more honeyed, much fruitier. The floral note is still there, but it's kind of withdrawn a little bit. We're in much more of a sort of grapes and raisins territory. A little bit more peppery now. What is it? Just like straight up southern sweet tea coming in on the nose. But no, there comes the floral note. It's become a little bit metallic. That sometimes happens. You get the metallic note and a floral note are kind of weaving into each other. That's kind of what I'm getting. I think I might know what this is. I think it's the grapes actually that are throwing me off. I actually don't think this is a cognac. I think this is just using some unusual grape varietals that are presenting a different set of aromatics than I expect on. I actually think this is an Armagnac. I think it's another Armagnac. Little edging, like, tiptoeing up to the edge of like too much potpourri, too much floral action, too much, you know, like gesture towards soap, but not going there. But nice. Try this one more time. Yeah, you've got an interplay between, yeah, those potpourri, floral, slightly steely notes. Maybe a couple of crushed rocks in there, and this sort of nice grapey, slightly woody character. Some nice tannins on the back end, a little bit drying, not too drying, actually. Surprisingly undrying for something that has to be at least, what, 15, 16 years old, right? I don't think this was all in fresh oak. I'm trying to decide what to do with this one, score-wise. I like it, but I have to say the potpourri thing that it's doing. Well, first of all, it's not, you know, entirely my favorite thing in the world. And sort of when I look beyond that, a lot of the rest of what it's doing, those sort of nice dried fruit notes, the woody notes. I mean, they're fun, but they're also not blowing me away. This is very good, especially, you know, on the nose with no water. I mean, this is another hint. This really seems to behave better when it hasn't had any water added. I think I liked it better before. But it's good. I would give this an 85 out of 100. I think it's pretty good. It just depends on what the price point on this is. I would guess not expensive, actually. I would think this is a value play, but I don't really know. If this is more than, I wouldn't expect this to be more than 75 bucks. I really hope it isn't, anyways. All right, so I'm gonna give away what I think this is. I think this is an Armagnac, possibly a Boz Armagnac, bottled around 46, 48%. Well, 46. Let's say 46. Using a strong majority of either Fol Blanche or Baco. I would think Fol Blanche, because I remember there was an Artez Fol Blanche I tried, I think it was last year sometime, that was doing a lot of this same kind of intense floral thing and doing kind of more than this. So I'm gonna guess this is like, you know, if I'm gonna go out on a limb, I'm gonna guess, you know, majority Fol Blanche. And what else can I say about it? Price point maybe 75, 80 bucks. Let's say that. And it's pretty good. 85 points. It could be Baco too. Baco's actually like a descendant of Fol Blanche, so they're actually, you know, kind of closely related. But yeah, that's all I got for that. No idea how old this actually is. You know, let's say 18, why not? 17, 18. I have no idea. And I really thought that was a cognac before I added water, and it sort of calmed down immediately. The fact that it also kind of got a little bit dumber and a little bit more floral after I added water was also kind of a giveaway that maybe, you know, maybe they were dealing with because Armagnac sometimes does that. It doesn't always like water very much. All right, back to sample one, and my my new favorite thing in the world. This very, very good Baijiu, and it has to be Baijiu. I don't know what else this would be. It's a little dustier on the nose, a little more minerality, clay, rocks coming through. We're definitely moving into, like, you know, grower champagne, like $40 craft Sancerre territory with this. Lots of lemon. There is actually a little bit of soy sauce. What this is, I was trying to nail this down. It almost behaves a lot like someone took, you know, some, like a strong aroma style, strong smelling style of Baijiu, and then vatted like a little bit of the motai style, the savory soy style into it. It feels a little bit like a blend of those two. Because I am getting like those kind of soy notes and that lemon note, which I associate with the Motai Prince and with Baijiu province. But the spine of this, most of what's going on, feels like straight up, strong aroma style. It feels like Sichuan. But it feels like that it took that combination was then like ramped up to 11. It's not that there's that many new things going on with this. It's just everything feels so much more vivid and alive and explosive in my face and on my palate and in my nose. Yeah, the lemon is there. There's the soy tempeh kinds of elements are there. Pineapple. And now the fennel is actually showing up a little bit more. The cheese is receding a little bit from what it was before I added water. Just a great nose, but you have to like this. You have to like this stuff before you go into this. Otherwise, you're gonna be wasting a bottle. On the palate, God damn, that is good. Whatever this is, if this is under like $80, I mean, if this is under the same price point I think this is, like, go buy this. At least if you're a Baijiu fan, go buy this. It is worth your effort. Yeah. Rotting tropical fruit for days. A little cinnamon coming in now. Sort of intermingling with the fennel and the anise. The cheese is a little bit more active, actually. A little Roquefort and like not Stilton, the German one, whatever the famous German blue cheese. A little bit of that coming through. There's actually a soda note, almost like a cola, like an RC cola note coming in. And the finish just lasts forever. It just covers your whole mouth in this like minerally, clay, citrusy, stinky cheese fennel coating, and it just hangs. This would be terrific with food. Yeah, I am blown away by this. It doesn't develop a whole lot with water, but the development is there, is very solid. The sweetness, which is already pretty extreme, comes out a little bit more. All the elements are still there. They're just, a hair bit more vivid, or at least they kind of, they don't get no less, some things come forward, some things kind of stay where they are, and it just amounts to a slightly better composition than what it was without water. I am extremely impressed by whatever this is. And I will score, what will I score this? Do I want to go there? Do I want to go into 90 Town? On this hot ass day, can I go there for a baijiu like this? Yeah, I think I can, actually. It's that good. I will give this a straight up 90 out of 100 to whatever the hell this is. Sample number 1. It's that good. This is really, really good. All right. Now that you've you know what these are. So now that you're laughing at how wrong I am at everything, let's check the reveal on my little phony phone here. All right. Okay. Sample 1 was a baijiu. But you knew that already because you've been staring at the title for the last 25 odd minutes. Jian Nan Chun Baijiu, 52% ABV. I was gonna guess 52. I didn't say that for some. I was gonna guess like 52, 53 because that's where all these things are. Sorghum, rice, wheat, corn, and glutinous rice. And apparently gifted to Jose because he's not the sort of person who likes Baijiu very much. Jesus, I got sample 3 right. Chateau de Briat, 2001, 16-year single cask Armagnac, 44.2%. So I overestimated the strength a little bit. And apparently he's going to send me the grape. I will put the grape makeup down there once he sends it to me, but it's Fol Blanche and Baco. So yeah, I'm okay. I did okay on that one. It's been a good day. I mean, it's hot and miserable, but you know, beyond that, it's been a good day. And that's the end of my blinds for a while. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope this was entertaining and educational. And cheers. Thanks for watching.